Welcome to the Hawley Area Community Show. I'm your host, Jody, and I'm here with Sister Krista Anderson. That's kind of hard to say. Sister Krista Anderson.
It is.
With Living Grace Church in Hawley, a new church that's forming. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we're very excited to hear about your journey to Hawley. So first of all, there's that tag, Sister Krista Anderson. And though you've told me that you're not Catholic, so can you tell me a little bit about that and how you became a sister?
Yeah, I can. Most people associate the word sister with Catholic nuns, and in a lot of ways it's fairly similar. I'm a Lutheran deaconess in the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, and we complement the ministry of our pastors, which focus on word and sacrament ministry, and we focus on word and service ministry. So deaconesses serve in a wide range of capacities, from working in hospitals in the Bronx in New York to serving in a whole bunch of social service ministries and other areas. Our education and ministry is very similar to pastors. We go to seminary and usually have a degree in something more specialized as to what we're going to be doing, whether it's youth ministry or parish nursing or mission development in my case. And so I just felt the call from a really young age to go into ministry, but knowing that I wanted to be part of more of the social service aspect of that and serving the community. And so deaconesses, which our title is sister, focus on bridging the gap between the church and the world. We kind of see ourselves as having one foot inside the church and one foot inside the world, and bringing those two together as we complement the other ministers and
That's
in our
so
churches.
interesting. And so being a pastor, you are serving a church, and you're saying you went into it just so you could kind of be that bridge.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So have you had other experiences before coming to Living Grace?
Yeah, I started in ministry quite a few years ago as a youth minister, and then served a congregation in the northern Twin City suburbs doing children, youth, and family ministry for about 8 years. My husband and I have served as missionaries in Thailand, and more recently spent 3 years in Mexico.
Wow, where about in Mexico?
We were actually in Mazatlan, which is a tourist destination.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Wow, you poor thing.
And so although we did live fairly close to the beach and had some of those experiences, most of our time was spent working with locals and working out kind of in the outskirts, working with churches and denominations, doing leadership development and mission development.
And mission development. How about in Thailand? What did you do the same type of thing there?
In Thailand, we taught English as a second language in a school, and then worked with an organization called the Health Project for Tribal People that did AIDS education in the Hill Tribes. We worked in a boys' prison, in an orphanage for children who had AIDS or their parents had AIDS and had died. So kind of a wide range of different ministries that we were able to be a part of.
Yeah, a lot of rich experiences.
Yeah.
It sounds like you look like you're about 19, and you wouldn't have time to have all those experiences.
Add a decade and a half onto that.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. And so, where are you from originally?
Originally, I grew up in the Burnsville Apple Valley area.
I see. So you're from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now you've arrived at Hawley, and you live in Hawley?
We live in Hawley, yeah.
Okay. And so how did you get this gig with Living Grace, which we'll be talking a little bit more about in the second half?
Yeah.
But how did you end up here?
A God thing. It just kind of, a whole bunch of things fell into place. My husband and I returned from Mexico and found out we were expecting a child, and I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. And then God just kind of opened some doors, and I came up here and met the people up in Hawley, and some of the greater church people at the synod office and other clergy in the area, and just kind of felt that this is where God was calling us to be for this next season of our lives. And so came up here and started working with Living Grace in July of
In
this past
July,
year.
okay. And you serve as the pastor of this fledgling church, if I may. But what is your official title in the church?
My title is the mission developer. So I was called up here to develop the mission, in essence, serve as starting up a new church and some of the logistical pieces and things that go with that, but as well as serving as the pastor of the congregation, leading worship and pastoral care and things like that.
Sure. And so how's that going for you?
It's going really well. Each day is a new joy. I mean, it's been great to experience this community and the community of Living Grace and the people and their hearts, and just the dedication to serve God and to be open and be a place of welcoming for this community has been just a joy.
Because we're no Mazatlan. We don't have the
there's no beach. It's a
ocean.
little
We
bit
don't
colder.
have not a lot of sun today, but we do have good people here in this community.
Yeah. It's
Well,
been great.
wonderful. And I just met your 6-month-old little boy,
Yep.
Justice, and he's a cutie. So it sounds like it fits well into your lifestyle.
Yeah, it has worked really well. It's just been a blessing. It's
Wonderful.
been a blessing to be here.
Well, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to hear more about Living Grace Church, a new church in Hawley, Minnesota. So we'll be right back. And we're back with Sister Krista Anderson. She serves as pastor at Living Grace Lutheran Church. We were just talking about some of the experiences you've had around the globe, and now you've found yourself in Hawley at Living Grace Lutheran Church. Now, this new church, is it considered a church technically right now?
Yep, technically right now it is a church.
Okay.
It's a worshiping community of people that gather, and church is defined as kind of the people that make up the work and the community of God. So it is a church in all aspects.
And you're all welcome.
And you're all welcome. Yes.
I know that you meet at the Methodist Church, correct?
We do.
Yeah, and that's such a lovely space.
It is. It has been wonderful to have that partnership. And so we worship this year we've been worshiping before them at 8:45 in the morning, followed by Sunday school and then a time of fellowship, and they worship at 11.
I see. So that's been working smoothly.
Worked really well.
Yeah.
We are just very grateful to their willingness to open their doors to us.
And you mentioned that your job is to help the congregation find the mission. And so, right now, what are some things that you're looking at, things on the horizon, or what's your mission?
Right now, the mission is just to stay centered on God and to be a place where everyone in Hawley feels welcome, whether it's people that have been to church and been going to church their whole lives, or people who are just trying to figure out what this God thing is all about. Just a place where everyone can come as they are, ask their questions, know that they will be welcomed for who they are. And so it's just to be a part of this community, as well as to reach out in different ways and help with different projects in the community. People volunteering here at Reach. We help with an organization called Rebuilding Together that's working on helping a woman in Hawley do some home repairs and just kind of getting out in the community and serving.
Oh, that's wonderful. Where I work at Reach, we're trying to do the same thing, and we a lot of times partner with the churches to do that God's work. And I know Living Grace has been very supportive of Reach, and we're so thankful for that. So that's wonderful. I have been to church a couple times, and there was a real sense of people just seemed very connected to me. It was not a huge church at this point, but very connected. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think it's one of the strengths of Living Grace that you just feel this warmth, that there's this genuine community where people really care how your week was and how you were doing, and take time to get to know one another. As new people come in, it's people are welcomed in, and nobody's a stranger for more than about a minute and a half. And so to just be a part of that, and to know that as well as focusing kind of inward as people come to worship and worship with us, we then send our community of faith out as servants of God to then spread that and spread that Living Grace community and that feel outward where they go Monday through Saturday.
And I love the name of the church. It's so beautiful. But they had already gotten that name before you came on the scene?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, it's so beautiful. Yeah. And you have a beautiful logo that will show as well that just kind of encompasses, I think, what you're trying to achieve. So I feel like they're very lucky to have you, and it sounds like the right place at the right time. And I just want to wish you well, and invite anyone. Maybe we can, how would people, if they want to know more about the church, how would they get information?
Yep, the best place to get information is you can get information from our website, which is www.livinggracehawley.org. Otherwise, check out the blurb that's in the church section of the paper every week, and you can find out what's going on in our contact information there as well.
Thank you so much, Sister Krista,
Thank you
for joining us. Until next time.